Good day. So the last topic for our finals for our midterm will be the hyperbolic functions and its derivative. So we have six hyperbolic functions. So this is the first one. We have the hyperbolic sine of, let's say, a given angle x. Class, please take note that this is equivalent to e raised to x minus e raised to negative of x all over 2. So, that's the hyperbolic sine. So, the hyperbolic cosine naman, please take note also that this is equivalent to e raised to your angle, which is in this case x, plus e raised to negative x all over 2. So, very similar siya. Nagkaiba lang po yung sign natin. For the hyperbolic tangent naman, hyperbolic tangent of x, mapapansin nyo may h lang sila after the 6 trigonometric function. So, hyperbolic tangent, this is also equal to hyperbolic sine of that angle over the hyperbolic cosine of x. Now, if you can see, if you're going to substitute this 1 e raised to x minus e raised to negative x over 2 all over this, makakancel yung over 2. Kaya pwedeng simply, we can write it as e raised to x minus e raised to negative x na lang all over e raised to x plus e raised to negative x na lang. Ito. Kasi yung over 2 nila magka-cancel. Okay? Please take note, almost similar lang siya dun sa tangent x sine over cosine. Ito, hyperbolic tan is equal to hyperbolic sine over hyperbolic cosine. So, ganun din po when it comes to the hyperbolic cotangent of a certain angle, in this case x. So, this is hyperbolic cosine of x all over hyperbolic sine of x lang din. So, pwede din nating pagbaliktarin ito. E raised to x plus e raised to negative x all over e raised to x minus e raised to negative x. So, yan yon. And then, for the cosecant naman, diba, we have hyperbolic cosecant of x. So, that is equal to 1 over hyperbolic sine, diba? Same sa trigonometric function natin. So, kung ang hyperbolic sine ay equal dito sa e raised to x minus e raised to negative x over 2, kung 1 over nyan, so babalik na rin lang pala natin yung part na yun. So, this can also be equal to 2 over e raised to x minus e raised to negative x. Same thing with the hyperbolic secant. Hyperbolic secant of x natin will be equal to 1 over hyperbolic of cosine. So, this will be 2 all over e raised to x plus e raised to negative x. Okay? So, yan yung yung first 6. Ngayon, let me again i-emphasize natin na, diba yung sin 2x is 2 sin x cosine. Ito naman, yung hyperbolic sine of 2y ng angle. So, that is the same. 2 hyperbolic sine ng angle na lang. Ayun, nawala na yung 2. Dito na siya napunta. And also, the hyperbolic cosine of x. Okay, for the hyperbolic cosine of twice the angle naman. Kung before, ang cosine squared of x is cosine squared minus sine squared. Ito, plus na siya. So, square of the hyperbolic cosine plus square na siya ni hyperbolic sine. So, take note, ito yung isa sa naging pagbabago when it comes to the hyperbolic. Sa simple trigon natin, cosine squared minus sine squared. Kung maalala nyo, yung cosine squared plus sine squared before is equal to 1. Ngayon, ang equal na natin sa 1 ay yun ang minus naman. Okay, nagkabaliktad na sila. Square of the hyperbolic of cosine minus the square of the hyperbolic of sine. Okay? And also, I want to emphasize yung square of the hyperbolic tangent. Now, this is equal to 1 minus the square of the hyperbolic secant. Okay? And ang square of the hyperbolic tangent, siya naman yung, 1 plus naman ito. Isa sa naging changes natin. Square of the hyperbolic cosecant. Okay? So, yan yung mga identities. Nandun naman yan sa ating material na in-upload. So, yan yung mga kailangan nyo just in case needed para mas simplify muna natin yung given before we proceed with the derivative. Okay? So, yan yun. Now, let me have the derivative naman. Okay, for the derivative naman, if you're going to remember, diba, let's say ito yung y, ito ang ating mga y prime. So, we have the hyperbolic sine of a given u. So, ang derivative po niyan is hyperbolic cosine of that multiplied by the u prime. So, yung u prime, pangkalahatan. Okay, u prime times dito. Okay, the hyperbolic cosine. Sa hyperbolic cosine of u naman, dito naman, positive, hindi negative. Positive hyperbolic sine of u times overall ulit the u prime. Okay, so pangkalahatan ulit. Ngayon, mapapansin nyo, yun yung isa naging pagbabago. Wala na siyang negative. Also, for the hyperbolic tangent of u, that will be the square of the hyperbolic secant of u times the u prime pa rin. So, ano yung may mga negative? Yung may mga negative, siya yung hindi na common. Si secant, cosecant, and si cotangent. Diba? Yun yung hindi commonly available, especially sa mga calculator nyo. So, the hyperbolic cotangent of u is now equal to the negative, ganun pa rin, square of the hyperbolic cosecant of u pa rin, times the u prime. Then, for the secant hyperbolic secant of u, so that will be negative hyperbolic secant of u, hyperbolic tangent of u, and then overall multiply natin sa u prime. Ganun din po sa hyperbolic cosecant of u. Ang derivative niya, negative hyperbolic cosecant of u, hyperbolic cotangent of u times the u prime. Mapapansin nyo, ang may mga negative dito, yung mga hindi commonly available. Hindi na siya yung co-function. Dito, the hyperbolic cotangent, hyperbolic secant, the hyperbolic cosecant. Now, let me also present to you our inverse. Okay? So, yung inverse nila, kung maalala nyo, paano ba nagkaka-inverse? For example, we have here tayong y equal to hyperbolic sine of, let's say, x. If you want to get x, di ba ang ginagawa natin, nilalagyan natin ng inverse ang both sides. So, inverse of the hyperbolic sine of y is equal to the inverse of the hyperbolic nung hyperbolic sine of x. So, ito, nakakancel siya. Kaya, mangyayari dito, yung x natin is simply equal to the inverse of the hyperbolic of y. Hyperbolic sine of y. So, doon natin nakuha yung inverse. Ngayon, ano ba yung mga derivative ng ating mga inverse? So, ang derivative, lagyan ko lang ito ng natin. Okay, pagkasyahin natin siya dito. So, if we have y here, tas ito yung y prime. Kunyari, inverse ng sine. So, hyperbolic inverse of sine of u. So, ito, medyo magkakaiba sila ng very, very light. So, this is 1 all over the square root of u squared plus 1 times the u prime. Okay. Yung hyperbolic cosine naman, the inverse of the hyperbolic cosine of u, ito naman, same. Hindi siya negative, positive siya. Pero, instead na naka-plus si 1, naka-minus naman si 1 times the u prime. So, yun yung, isa sa mapapansin natin pagkakaiba. For the hyperbolic tangent, ito, parehas lang sila. The inverse of the hyperbolic tan of u, at saka si inverse of the hyperbolic cotangent of u. Parehas sila ng formula na 1 all over 1 minus u squared times a u prime. May pagkakaiba na lang tayo with respect to the value of u. Your u should be pag inverse or hyperbolic tangent of u, the u should be less than 1. While sa inverse naman ni hyperbolic cotangent, the u should be greater than 1. But hindi naman na natin masyadong ina-emphasize dito yung u. Ang kailangan natin yung formula, which is 1 all over 1 minus u squared. Okay? For the, naman, inverse of the hyperbolic secant of u, ito naman, ang derivative naman niya, may negative na automatic. Negative 1 all over yung u natin, then square root of 1 minus u squared u prime. Okay. Tapos, ito naman, the inverse hyperbolic cosecant of u will be the same. Negative 1 over u, then square root of 1 plus u squared. Ito actually naka-absolute yan. Pero, you can put it like that. And then, the u prime. Okay, so pagkakaiba nila, si inverse hyperbolic secant naka 1 minus u squared. Ito naka 1 plus u squared. Okay, so yun yung ano natin dito. Yung formula medyo hindi ganong kadali yung pattern. Ito plus minus. Ito same. Madali lang to. Ito minus plus. Then, okay, pares negative. Anyways, you can memorize this, and then again, if you're sick your paper, just copy it to the back of your paper. Okay, so now we'll be discussing we're going to solve 7 problems pertaining to this. Okay, for number 1, pinapa-differentiate ko si y equal to the hyperbolic sine of x squared. So, kung maalala nyo, dito sa hyperbolic sine, ang derivative nito is hyperbolic cosine of the given angle. Then, multiplied by, ano ba yung derivative ni x squared? So, ang derivative ni x squared is 2x. So, the answer here will be 2x hyperbolic cosine of x squared. So, ito po yung ating magiging answer for number 1. Okay, for number 2, we have the function of w is equal to the square of the hyperbolic cosine of 4w. So, ito, again, don't panic kasi para lang x yung treatment natin. We're going to differentiate the given number 2 with the respect to w. So, this will be f prime of w is equal to, so, itong part na to, this will be hyperbolic cosine of 4w na naka-square lang. Ganun lang din siya. So, we can apply the general power rule. So, we have 2 here. Tapos, ito, hyperbolic cosine of 4w. And 2 minus 1, that's 1. Di ka na isusulat. Then, proceed. Ano yung derivative ng hyperbolic cosine? So, positive hyperbolic sine of 4w. Then, anong derivative ng 4w? That's 4 times 1. So, that's simply 4. So, ang mangyayari dito, ang gagawin ko na lang, I'm gonna factor out 4. And then, kung maalala nyo, 2, then hyperbolic cosine, hyperbolic sine. Similar lang yan sa 2, hyperbolic sine, hyperbolic cosine. Diba? Equivalent to sine, hyperbolic sine of 2 times the angle. Yun ang angle natin for w. So, yan yung equivalent. Therefore, pwede ko ito siyang sabihin na 4 hyperbolic sine of 8w. You can multiply the 2 and the 4w kasi pares silang nasa loob ni hyperbolic sine. Therefore, this will be our final answer for hyperbolic sine of 8w. Okay? Okay, for number 3, we have h of x is equal to e raised to x hyperbolic cosine of x. So, we can actually directly apply the product rule, but to simplify it, ang gagawin na lang natin is gamitin mo natin yung property. Diba? Ang e raised to x, ito, multiplied. Kung maalala nyo, ang hyperbolic cosine of x is e raised to x plus e raised to negative x all over 2. So, you can directly distribute the e raised to x kasi similar lang yung base. So, dito, tas ihiwalay na din natin yung denominator. So, e raised to x times e raised to x, e raised to Okay, lagay ko e raised to x, tapos lagay natin ng 2 dito. Tapos dito naman, plus e raised to x multiplied sa e raised to negative x, then all over 2. Ayan siya. So, bakit po nagkaganon? Una, dinistribute natin ito. Tapos ito doon, then tinigisan na natin. Kasi pwede naman sa property ng algebra. Then I can rewrite this as 1/2. Labas ko lang yung constant. E raised to x, e raised to x. This will be e raised to 2x plus x. So we have 2x. Then dito naman, this will be e raised to x minus x. Diba 0 yan over 2. So basically, this will be 1/2 e raised to 2x plus we have 1/2. Ito siya. So, ang derivative nito, dito kasi h of x pa lang to. So, ang magiging derivative nito, we have the h prime of x that will be equal to simply, we have 1/2. Derivative ng e raised to u, diba? E raised to u, ang yun natin ay 2x. Derivative ng 2x is 2. So, cancel yan. So, 1 times e raised to x, e raised to x na lang. Ito, since constant to, ang derivative ngayon ay 0. Ayun. So, that will be our answer. Now, what if diniretso natin ng derivative? Okay? Kasi baka, paano pag nalimutan ko? Again, magkakaroon lang ng little complication, pero that will be same pa rin naman yung answer natin. So, for number 3, we're given with h of x equal to e raised to x hyperbolic cosine of x. So, ngayon, kung ipa-product rule natin yan, h prime of x, that will be equal to the right of first term, derivative of the second term is positive hyperbolic sine of x, derivative ng x is 1, plus right the second term hyperbolic cosine of x, ito yung second term, then derivative ng e raised to x, kung maalala nyo, is simply raised to x lang din. Ngayon, kung i-factor out natin yung e raised to x, matitira natin si hyperbolic sine of x plus hyperbolic cosine of x. Then, kung, syempre, you have to recall pa rin the equivalent niyan. So, ang equivalent po ni hyperbolic sine is e raised to x minus e raised to negative x all over 2. Tapos ito, e raised to x plus e raised to negative x all over 2. So, ganun din. Bali, kinailangan mo din na i-call yung kanilang equivalent. So, ang e raised to x natin, ngayon, pwede natin silang pagsamahin kasi parehas ang denominator. So, e raised to x minus e raised to negative x. So, plus e raised to x plus pa rin e raised to negative x. Then, pare-parehas lang all over 2. Ngayon, itong negative e raised to negative x, saka pwede natin i-cancel. Tapos ito, we have dalawa na, no? So, ito, e raised to x. Then, e raised to x plus e raised to x, dalawang e raised to x, divide 2. So, makita mo, pwedeng makancel yon. E raised to x times e raised to x, that will be e raised to 2x. So, ito, at yung simplified version natin na process, same lang. So, mapapansin nyo, before we proceed, in-apply natin to. Dun sa another, bali nag-product rule ka, tapos in-apply mo pa rin naman yung property to get the same answer. Therefore, you have to simplify first. Ma'am, paano kung ang sagot namin ay ito lang? So, okay lang ito, may minus lang kasi syempre, meron pa siyang simplified na version. Ang instruction ko lagi is differentiate and simplify the final answer. Okay? So, proceed tayo kay number 4. So, si number 4, that will be y equal to 1/2 of the logarithm of hyperbolic cotangent of x. Okay. So, ito, ang magiging derivative niya, syempre, we have to factor out 1/2. Then, kung maalala natin, ang derivative ng ln, 1 over u prime. So, ang yun niya ito. So, 1 all over hyperbolic cotangent of x multiplied, ano ba ang derivative ni hyperbolic cotangent? So, kung maalala niya, that's negative square of the hyperbolic cosecant of x. then derivative ng x is simply 1. So, yan. So, ngayon, we have to simplify it further. 1 times negative nito. So, that will be negative square of the hyperbolic cosecant of x all over. We have 2 hyperbolic cotangent of x. So, ang hyperbolic cosecant ay equal siya sa, so may negative sa labas, 1 over hyperbolic sine of x. Naka-squared. So, square nito, all over. Ang ano naman, hyperbolic cotangent, kung malalan natin, diba, that's hyperbolic cosine of x all over hyperbolic sine of x. So, pareha sila naka-divide. So, ang mangyayari dito kung ma-manipulate, maka-cancel na yung isa. Okay. So, this will be negative. Ito nasa taas. 1 all over, kasi 1 squared is 1, all over hyperbolic sine of x na naka-square yan. Then, ito, to make it multiplication, you have to get the reciprocal. So, mapapalagay sa taas si hyperbolic sine all over 2 hyperbolic cosine. So, ito, maangat na siya. Imbes na divide, multiplication na. Okay, so reciprocal natin. So, ito, mapansin natin, pwede makancel yung isa. Ito, dalawa naman siya. So, ito ay multiplication, ha? Yan, multiplication yan. So, ngayon, meron tayong negative 1 all over, ang denominator natin, 2 hyperbolic sine of x and hyperbolic cosine of x. So, kung maalala natin, diba may equivalent yan. So, ang equivalent niyan is hyperbolic sine of twice of the angle. Ang angle natin ay x. Tapos, kung maalala natin, ang 1 over hyperbolic sine is simply equal to hyperbolic cosecant of the angle. In this case, that's 2x. So, the simplified version will be this one. Okay, mga what if ito po yung aking naging sagot, tapos inayos ko na siya. So, pwede naman magkakaroon lang tayo ng very minor na deduction kasi we have to simplify the final answer. Okay? Okay, for number 5, we have the arc or the inverse of the hyperbolic sine of the angle x squared. So, kung maalala natin ang formula ng inverse hyperbolic sine. So, ito ang u natin ay x squared. So, ang formula natin is 1 all over square root of u squared plus 1. Ang u natin is x squared. So, that will be u squared plus 1. Then, derivative of our u is 2x. Okay? So, this will be 2x. Kasi 1 times 2x. So, that would be 2x. Then, square root of x squared squared. So, alam naman natin, x raised to 4 yan, plus 1. So, this will be our accepted final answer. For number 6 naman, so, we're given with the inverse then of the hyperbolic tangent of sine 2x. Ito yung pinaka yun niya. So, ang mangyayari dito, yung formula natin, diba, same lang kung inverse ni hyperbolic tan or the inverse of hyperbolic cotangent. So, that will be 1 all over 1 minus u squared. Ang u natin is sine 2x. So, that will be sine 2x na naka-squared. Okay? So, this is similar lang din with 1 all over 1 minus sine squared of 2x. So, kung maaalala natin, recall natin yung identity na part. Ito. So, recall tayo sa identity. Diba, meron tayong, kunyari, sine squared of u plus cosine squared of u, that is equal to 1. Walang hyperbolic yan. So, kung naging 1 minus, ibig sabihin nilipat natin yun. Tira na lang dito, cosine squared of u. That will be 1 minus sine squared of u. So, dito, mapapansin nyo, ang u natin dyan is 2x. Therefore, ito pala ay equal lang sa 1 all over this will be the square of u. Ang u natin is 2 square of cosine of 2x. And kung maalala nyo ulit, diba? Kung i-recall natin, ang 1 over cosine of u, that's equal to secant of u. Therefore, ay naka-square. So, 1 squared cosine squared is equal to square of secant of u. Ready? Yung 1 naman, obviously, pag ni-square natin yan, pwede din square natin yan kasi 1 din naman ang kalalabasan. So, therefore, this is simply the square of secant of the angle u, which is 2x. Therefore, ito yung ating magiging final answer. Again, what if ito ma'am? Pwede pa rin po, may konting deduction lang tayo kasi meron pa siyang simplified version. Okay? And for the last number 7, for number 7, we're given with the cube of the inverse of the hyperbolic cosine of x. Yan, cube yan. So, ito, mapapansin natin, general power rule. So, we apply, ilagay ito sa unahan, then, inverse of the hyperbolic cosine of x, then 3 minus 1, we have 2. Tapos, yung derivative ni inverse hyperbolic cosine. So, kung maalala nyo, that is 1 all over the square root of u squared minus 1. Ano ba yung u natin? We have x. So, x squared minus 1, then derivative of the u, which is in this case x, is simply 1. So, pag sinimplify po natin, or inayos natin, 1 times 1 times this, so this will be 3, then inverse hyperbolic cosine of x na naka-squared, okay, all over the square root of x squared minus 1. So, ito na yung ating magiging final answer. Okay? So, yan po yung sa hyperbolic and inverse hyperbolic